Alright, so let's just check it that if you're live or not, and then we are going to begin soon. Perfect. Okay, hi, hello, good afternoon, dear students. How are you all? I hope that everybody is fine, and I welcome you at the YouTube session of Unacademy, ICSE and ISCE boards. So this is the session for grade 10, okay, and we are going to have some of the very important things related to your term 2 examinations. Okay, so today this session, it is basically going to be on organic compounds. We are going to study about structure and isomerism. We are going to study about homologous series, and we are going to see some of the rules of nomenclature for organic compounds, right? Now in this particular session, students, I'll also be telling you what are the things that could be asked or what are the type of questions that are asked from these particular topics. Okay, so kindly make sure that you are very much focused, and if you want to take notes, you can also take the notes. Let's get started. About me, I'm Ritika, your chemistry educator. I have completed my engineering in electronics and communication and have been awarded grade A by Cambridge English USL. Now students, you can join me on my Telegram channel. So if you need any assistance in your homework or class notes, you can go for the Telegram channel. The link is provided to you in the description box. Also, you can join the official Telegram channel of Unacademy ICSE board. Over there, you will be staying updated with all the ongoing offers or all the discounts or all the plus courses that we are going to begin. So kindly make sure that you do not miss on this opportunity and you go for the classes. Okay. Okay. So for all the students of grade 10, there is this 3-month subscription that we have brought up for your better preparation of your examination. So kindly make sure that you can use this subscription, okay, and you can also have 10% off in this 3-month subscription. Okay, this is for grade 10, and you can use my code, that is RITIKA CLIVE. Now this is my code that you can use to get the extra discount. Okay, now let's quickly get started. Organic chemistry. Now students, from organic chemistry, there are various types of questions that are asked in your examination. Abhi wo question kis type ka ho sakta hai, that we are going to discuss over here, है ना? तो इस particular session में we are basically discussing the properties, the structure, the composition, everything of organic compounds, plus the general questions that normally are asked in your examination, right? So kindly make sure that you stay focused in this session. Let's quickly get started. Organic chemistry. So what is this organic chemistry related to? What do we study in this organic chemistry? This is the study of the structure, of properties, composition, the reaction, the preparation of carbon containing compounds. Correct. तो जो organic chemistry है, basically इसमें हम सब कुछ पढ़ते हैं related to carbon containing compounds. Okay. If I talk about majority of compounds, they will be having carbon and hydrogen, both. Okay, and of course there are the compounds which contain oxygen, which contain nitrogen, halogen, phosphorus, silicon, etc. But जो majority होता है compounds का, उनमें you will be finding the carbon and hydrogen. Okay. Now this organic compound thing, in the olden times, people used to think that जो ये organic compounds है, ये सिर्फ एक living force, जिसे हम vital force बोलते हैं, उसी से produce हो सकते हैं, right? So people used to think that the organic compounds, They could only be produced using this vital force, right? But after a time, this vital force theory, it got discarded by or why did it get discarded? So over here your first question comes that who discarded vital force theory? Okay, so it was by the scientist Friedrich Wöhler. Now what did Friedrich Wöhler did? He prepared the organic compound from inorganic compound. So basically Friedrich Wöhler ने क्या किया? He took ammonium cyanate, that is NH4 CNO. Okay, this is inorganic compound and he heated it. तो जब इसे heat किया, we got an organic compound, that is urea. Okay, so this is organic compound. तो it was the very first time जब हमें एक organic compound मिला था from inorganic compound, and this was because of Wöhler, and therefore it is him who discarded the vital force theory. Ma'am, will nomenclature of ethers and sulfonic acid and amines? No, right now in your course you are having the nomenclature only of hydrocarbons, right? And alcohols, I guess you should be knowing a bit about alcohols and acids, but I don't think that you will be having the nomenclature of sulfonic acid or amines. Acha. So this is how we got the organic compound for the very first time, right? Next, talking about the sources. Where do we get the organic compounds? So in our nature, we are having many sources of organic compounds. If I talk about some of the very common sources. Hi Siddhi, good afternoon. Plants. अभी प्लांट्स में हमें कहाँ से मिल रहा है ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड? सी बेटा, प्लांट्स में होता है शुगर, प्लांट्स में होता है स्टार्च, प्लांट्स में होता है सेल्यूलोज, राइट? तो इन सब में जो है ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स मिलता है. नेक्स्ट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट एनिमल्स. एनिमल्स में क्या फाइंड होता है? यूरिया, वी हैव प्रोटीन, वी हैव फैट्स एक्सेट्रा, राइट? तो ये भी जो है ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स है. अभी नेक्स्ट अगर हम बात करें कोल की, सो इफ यू हैव हर्ड दैट देयर इज अ प्रोसेस ऑफ डिस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्टिलेशन ऑफ कोल, है ना? तो उससे हमें बहुत सारे कंपाउंड्स मिलेंगे. कंपाउंड्स एज इन बेंजीन, टोलुइन, डाइज, वेरियस ड्रग्स, राइट? Even the petroleum jelly that we use, okay? I'm sure that all of you might have used Vaseline, right? So in that, these are the petroleum products, right? So usme bhi we are having many organic compounds. Ma'am, alcohols and carboxylic acids are reduced. Yeah, this is also the reduced part, right? So I guess the hydrocarbons, it is most important part, right? So in the organic compounds, see students, what you have to study, you have to go for the organic compounds, okay, the structure and the isomerism. Then we have the homologous series, uske baad nomenclature, and the hydrocarbons, alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. These parts are the important one, okay? चलो, अभी कोल में मिल गया. Next is petroleum. We get the organic compounds from petroleum. Next is synthetic methods. That means in the laboratory, right? तो ये जो है बहुत ही कॉमन सोर्सेज हैं हमारे ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स के, है ना? ओके, तो अभी एक क्वेश्चन है. आई गेस मेनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स दे हैव दिस क्वेश्चन इन माइंड दैट why we need a separate I would say separate branch of organic chemistry. Okay, हमें एक चैप्टर मिल सकता था, हमें दो चैप्टर we could have studied, but why it's like a whole separate branch do we need? Because there are millions of compounds. And why millions of compound? Because जो ये हमारा कार्बन है, this carbon, it shows a very amazing and very unique property. तो ये जो कार्बन का नेचर है ना, ये बड़ा इट्स ऑड नेचर है ना, नॉर्मल एलिमेंट्स जैसा नहीं है, तो उसकी वजह से जो है ये बहुत सारे एलिमेंट से बाउंडिंग बना देता है, अच्छी सी बॉन्डिंग बना देता है, राइट। तो अगर किसी के भी साथ बॉन्ड बनाया तो क्या हुआ, वी गॉट अ मॉलिक्यूल, लेट्स से इट बॉन्डेड विद ऑक्सीजन, मॉलिक्यूल बन गया, इट बॉन्डेड विद हाइड्रोजन, मॉलिक्यूल बन गया, इट बॉन्डेड विद नाइट्रोजन, मॉलिक्यूल बन गया। तो इट बॉन्ड्स वेरी वेल एंड दैट इज व्हाई वो सभी के साथ मॉलिक्यूल्स बनाता रहता है, राइट। लेकिन होता क्यों है, व्हाई इज इट सो, इतने सारे बॉन्ड्स बना क्यों रहा है कार्बन? देयर आर टू बेसिक प्रॉपर्टीज व्हिच डिफाइन द बॉन्डिंग। तो कार्बन की जो ये यूनिक प्रॉपर्टी है, ये दो चीजों की वजह से, फर्स्ट इज टेट्रावैलेंसी एंड नेक्स्ट इज catenation. Abhi, what do we mean by tetravalency? What do we mean by catenation? We will be studying one by one. Let's move on to the tetravalency. Because every year it forms many number of compounds, so it demands the study of hydrocarbons as. Is it correct? Yeah, so that is the reason, Siddhi, that कार्बन का नेचर ही है कि सबको फ्रेंड्स बना दिया, राइट। सो दैट इज व्हाई इट गोज फॉर लाइक मेनी बॉन्डिंग एंड देयर आर मिलियंस ऑफ कंपाउंड्स, ओके, स्टिल वी आर गेटिंग मेनी कंपाउंड्स, राइट। सो दैट इज व्हाई वी नीडेड अ होल सेपरेट ब्रांच ऑफ केमिस्ट्री। अच्छा, अभी हमने ये तो पढ़ लिया कि कार्बन का नेचर जो है बड़ा इट्स फ्रेंडली नेचर, राइट। लेकिन क्यों है वो इतना फ्रेंडली? इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ टेट्रावैलेंसी एंड कैटिनेशन। लेट्स स्टडी अबाउट टेट्रावैलेंसी एंड कैटिनेशन। अभी बात करते हैं टेट्रावैलेंसी की। टेट्रावैलेंसी, इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द एटॉमिक नंबर ऑफ कार्बन, इट इज 6। तो कॉन्फ़िगरेशन क्या होगा? 2,4. Now we know that the configuration goes like the first shell, it accommodates 2 electrons. So this is my nucleus, okay. This is my first shell, it will be accommodating 2 electron, and this is my second shell which accommodates 4 electrons, okay. अच्छा, नाउ वी नो दैट क्या होता है, स्टेबिलिटी के लिए हमें जो है आउटर मोस्ट शेल में 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स चाहिए। अभी अगर किसी एलिमेंट में, एनी एलिमेंट, इफ इट हैज गॉट 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन, तो वो क्या करेगा, इट वुड इजीली डोनेट इट, है ना। इफ इट हैज गॉट 7 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, सो इट विल इजीली एक्सेप्ट। लेकिन यहाँ पर 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है। अभी या तो आप 4 दे दो या 4 ले लो। व्हाई डजंट इट गो फॉर दैट? अनस्टेबिलिटी, है ना। तो now वो 4 atoms, it's able to give 4 atoms, or nor is it able to take 4 atoms, okay. So that is why it goes for sharing, mutual sharing of electrons, okay. तो अगर ये आ जाता है, what do we mean by tetravalency? See, as we are moving towards chapter, I am also telling you the question, है ना। तो ध्यान से सुनना, क्वेश्चन कैसे आते हैं। Why does carbon forms such a large number of compound? First type of question, आंसर क्या होगा? टेट्रावैलेंसी, कैटिनेशन। सेकंड क्वेश्चन आ गया, डिफाइन टेट्रावैलेंसी, वही आंसर रहेगा। What is the unique why carbon has got unique nature? तो भी यही आंसर रहेगा, है ना। So because of this, the carbon forms n number of compounds, है ना। Okay, so talking about the tetravalency, if this question comes, what you will be answering? You will be answering that carbon has got 4 electrons in the outermost shell, है ना। अभी वो 4 electron, it can neither donate, it can neither gain, so it goes for, this is the main word, it goes for sharing of electrons. And because of this sharing of electrons, it is able to form the covalent bonding with many compounds. I hope the first thing is very much clear to you. तो क्या हुआ, हमें 4 जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है आउटर मोस्ट शेल में, उसकी वजह से जो है कार्बन का नेचर बड़ा फ्रेंडली है ना। नेक्स्ट है केटिनेशन। अभी केटिनेशन का मीनिंग क्या हुआ? केटिनेशन मीन्स चेन्स, चेन बनाना, है ना। अभी जस्ट थिंक अबाउट इट, if there is one carbon atom, अगर वो बहुत सारे carbon atom से जुड़ता चला जाएगा तो क्या मिलेगा हमको? We will be getting chains, right? So ये जो property है catenation की, okay, this is a property of self-linking of atom through the covalent bond, okay, and what it will be forming? It will be forming the straight chain, branched chain or cyclic chains. Okay, now what is the catenation and why only carbon? So ये question भी आ सकता है कि और भी atoms है और भी elements है वो भी तो catenation बता सकते हैं. But there are other elements also, for example silicon etc. They also show catenation, but problem is that the catenation property is shown to a maximum extent in the carbon. तो जो कार्बन है अभी इसके पास क्या हुआ? दो एडवांटेज हो गए. एक तो ऑलरेडी टेट्रावैलेंसी का है, दूसरा आपके पास केटिनेशन है, और तीसरा ये जो केटिनेशन प्रॉपर्टी वो आप बहुत अच्छे से बताते हो, है ना? So that is why it is able to form such a large number of compounds. अभी catenation की वजह से what is the thing happening? It can form a straight chain as in the carbon atoms are linked like this. Then it can also form a branched chain. Branched chain में क्या होगा? We will be having the branches. Okay, somewhat like this. Okay, and the next one is cyclic chain. So cyclic chain basically क्या होता है? It is the closed chain. Closed structure बनेगा हमारे पास, और वो कैसे बन रहा है? Let's see. तो ये जो है हमारा क्लोज स्ट्रक्चर हो गया है ना, एक लूप बन गया. ओके, एंड द अदर वैलेंसीज ऑफ कोर्स वी नीड टू बैलेंस देम यूजिंग हाइड्रोजन और एनी अदर एटम. ओके, तो ये तो हमारा हो गया चेन कैसे बनता है. नाउ अपार्ट फ्रॉम चेन इट ऑल्सो फॉर्म्स द बॉन्डिंग. तो हमारे पास 3 टाइप के बॉन्ड्स होते हैं. कैसे बॉन्ड्स बन रहे हैं? वी आर हैविंग द सिंगल बॉन्ड, वी आर हैविंग द डबल बॉन्ड एंड triple bond. Okay, so I guess we already discussed about the chains. We discussed about straight chain, we discussed about branched chain, and we discussed about the cyclic chain. Are we talking about the bond? तो जो कार्बन है, its valency is 4, है ना? So it can form the bond with other elements in order to satisfy its valencies. Okay. Now let's see how is this bonding happening. ये bonding हो क्यों रही है और किस तरह से हो रही है. So it can either go for a single bond, as in the case of this molecule. So you can see that the carbons, they are attached with single bond. This one dash, it resembles or it, okay, so this one dash, it tells that there is a single bond, right? So there are these single lines which denote the single bond. Okay, abhi we can also have double bond. Okay, just a minute. तो डबल बॉन्ड में हमारे पास क्या हो जाएगा? We will be having at least one double bond between the atoms. Okay, and in the triple bond हमारे पास होगा at least one triple bond. Now it's not only with not only in the case of the carbon and hydrogen. It could be with other elements also, like it could go for nitrogen, it could go for a triple bonding with oxygen, nitrogen double bonding with oxygen, etc, right? तो basically हो क्या रहा है? It is forming the bonds double, single and triple bond. Okay, so these both properties, that is the catenation and tetravalency, are responsible for such a large number of atoms, or I would say molecules. Okay, and that is why we need to go for a whole separate branch, that is organic chemistry. Okay. After that, if I talk about the types of organic compounds, the very first and the very important one for you right now, it is hydrocarbons. Okay, in hydrocarbons we are having alkanes, we are having alkenes, and the third one is alkynes. Okay, after that we are having the alcohols. Now what are alcohols and what group do they attach, we will be studying further in the chapter. Okay, about hydrocarbons also. Then we have aldehydes, these are the very common ones, right? Then we have ketones, we are having carboxylic acids, we are having ether, we are having amine, etc., etc. Okay, so these are some of the general the organic compounds that we come across. Okay, and talking about grade 10 students right now, okay, in your board exams, this forms the most important part. Okay, so alkanes, alkenes and alkynes you have to study very carefully and properly. Chalo, let's start with hydrocarbons. हाइड्रोकार्बन, हाइड्रोकार्बन मतलब कि हाइड्रोजन प्लस कार्बन. So these are the compounds that are only made up of carbon and hydrogen. इसमें कोई और एलिमेंट नहीं होगा, सिर्फ हाइड्रोजन होगा और कार्बन होगा, राइट? तो ये जो हाइड्रोकार्बन्स है दे आर सब डिवाइडेड, उनका फर्दर जो है क्लासिफिकेशन होता है, फर्दर डिविजन होता है, राइट? हाउ डज इट गो? See, if I talk about hydrocarbons, they are basically divided into two categories. अभी ये दो कैटेगरी कौन कौन सी है? फर्स्ट है हमारा एलिफैटिक. एलिफैटिक मतलब हुआ कि जो मॉलिक्यूल्स है ना, दे आर इन ओपन चेन, है ना? ओपन चेन में we are having the arrangement, and then we are having cyclic. So cyclic में क्या हो रहा है? We are having a closed loop. एक chain बन रहा है जो कि closed है. Okay. Next, in the case of aliphatic, they are also known as open chain compounds. They are further subdivided into two categories. The one is saturated, and the other one is unsaturated. Okay. The saturated compounds, we call them as alkanes, and the unsaturated compounds, again they are classified into two categories of alkenes and alkynes. Okay, and in the cyclic compounds we have two categories. One is alicyclic and second one is aromatic. अच्छा, नाउ स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ ग्रेड 10, अभी आपको किस चीज का ध्यान रखना है? यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन एलिफैटिक कंपाउंड्स. एलिफैटिक में आपको बहुत अच्छे से लर्न करना है अबाउट एल्केन्स, एल्कीन्स एंड एल्काइन्स. ओके, तो अभी हमें इसमें क्या पढ़ना है? वी हैव टू स्टडी अबाउट देयर स्ट्रक्चर, वी हैव टू स्टडी अबाउट देयर मेथड ऑफ प्रिपरेशन, वी हैव टू स्टडी अबाउट देयर केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज, फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, है ना? सो दिस इज द मेन थिंग that you will be focusing for your term 2 exams right now. Okay, now students, normally, or I would say many times, there is this question which is asked that what is the difference between saturated and unsaturated compounds. Okay, so this could be a question asked for 2 marks or 3 marks. Maybe you are just asked direct questions ki chalo tell two difference between the saturated and unsaturated compounds, or tell 3 differences between saturated and unsaturated compounds, right? So इसी के लिए we are going to discuss this particular difference between saturated and unsaturated. We will begin with saturated. Okay, if I talk about saturated compounds, ये वो compounds हैं जिनमें जो कार्बन है हमारा, उसकी जो वैलेंसी है, it's satisfied using only the single bond. Okay, so in the saturated compound, see what's the valency of carbon? It's 4. So all 4 valency of carbon are satisfied using single covalent bond, है ना? तो जो बॉन्ड्स हैं सैचुरेटेड कंपाउंड्स में वो हमेशा सिंगल बॉन्ड होगा. ओके, so this is how the structure will look like. See, they all are having the single bond. Okay, so this is the saturated compound. Acha, next is they would be kind of less reactive. Abhi, why they are less reactive? Because of नॉन अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन. तो जब इलेक्ट्रॉन इजीली अवेलेबल नहीं होता है तो क्या होगा, रिएक्टिविटी कम हो जाएगी, राइट? सो दे आर लेस रिएक्टिव ड्यू टू द नॉन अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इन द सिंगल कोवेलेंट बॉन्ड. एंड द थर्ड वन इज दे अंडरगो very important substitution reaction. Abhi this question may come into your mind. ये क्या है? What do we mean by substitution reaction? See students, substitution basically means to take the place. Okay, let me explain you. Okay, तो substitution reaction क्या होगा, जिसमें जो place है of any atom or a group of atom, it is taken by some other atom or group of atoms, है ना? तो in the substitution reaction, what is happening? One atom or molecule is replaced by another. अभी ये हो कैसे रहा है? Let's see. Let's take the example of methane and chlorine. So when methane and chlorine they are reacting, hello Umar Abdullah, hi, how are you? तो अभी हमको क्या मिल रहा है? We got CH3Cl plus HCl. Hi समृद्धि. अभी ये सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन कैसे हुआ? ओके, लेट्स सी. तो जब हम मीथेन का, आई वुड से द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ मीथेन इट समवॉट इज लाइक दिस, है ना? अभी क्लोरीन का स्ट्रक्चर कैसा है हमारे पास? ये रहा क्लोरीन का स्ट्रक्चर. नाउ फ्रॉम दिस रिएक्शन व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज दिस पर्टिकुलर थिंग इट कम्स आउट. ये जो है HCl, इसे हम गायब कर देंगे. We'll just remove it. Okay, and what is the compound that we are getting? We get CH3Cl. The structure it is somewhat like this. Hydrogen and chlorine. Okay, plus HCl. Abhi students, what do you see? We see that this HCl has been removed and this chlorine it has taken the place of the hydrogen. तो क्लोरीन क्या कर रहा है? वो सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहा है, वो प्लेस ले रहा है हाइड्रोजन की. और ये जो रिएक्शन है, these are being shown by the alkanes, the saturated organic compounds, right? So I hope that up till here you might have understood everything. Right, the substitution reaction, how they happen, and what is the main properties of saturated compounds. After that we are having unsaturated compounds. Okay, unsaturated compounds are those compounds in which the valency of at least 2 carbon they will be fulfilled by double or triple bond. Okay, so I can say that the valencies of carbon are not fully fulfilled or not fully satisfied by hydrogen. अभी अगर बहुत सारे हाइड्रोजन होंगे as much as we need, we will only go for the single bonds, right? लेकिन अगर हाइड्रोजन कम हो गया, for example let's take the case of C2H6, है ना? तो अभी क्या हुआ, this will be the structure, 2 carbon and 6 hydrogen we will arrange over here, right? So these are the hydrogen. अभी अगर हमारे पास हाइड्रोजन नहीं है, we're not having 6 hydrogens, we are having 4 hydrogen. So how we will go for the structure? See, 2 hydrogen here and 2 here, that is okay, and 1 bond here. But now you can still see that there is one thing or one valency which is still not satisfied. तो अभी यहाँ क्या हो रहा है? They are going for a double bond. Okay, and that is how the valency is satisfied. So these are the unsaturated compounds. Okay, so I hope that up till here you are clear that what is the basic difference between unsaturated and saturated compounds, right? Abhi in the unsaturated compounds you will find that there can be a double bond. Abhi double bond kya hoga? In which at least 2 carbons they are connected using a double bond, kind of this. Or it can also be a triple bond. Triple bond mein we will be having at least 1 triple bond between carbon. Okay, and they are more reactive. Why? Because they have electrons in the double bond and the triple bond, so they undergo addition reaction. Abhi what is ma'am, if we put triple bond then it will have 1 hydrogen. Yeah, correct. So yahan 1 hydrogen, yahan 1 hydrogen. Okay, this is how the valency is satisfied. Okay, so talking about addition reaction, abhi we learned about substitution reaction ki kya hota hai. What about addition reaction? Very simple, add. Okay, something is being added. So addition reaction, if I go for, it is basically the addition of atoms or molecules. Okay, and this reaction, what does it do? It gives the saturated compounds from the unsaturated. So the unsaturated compounds, they will be converted to the saturated compounds. Abhi kaise ho raha hai? Let us see. If I add C2H4 and Br2, that is ethene and bromine, तो क्या होगा? We will be getting C2H4Br2. अभी ये add हो गया. Okay. Now talking about what the change we are seeing in the structure. अभी C2H4 का structure कैसा होगा? 1 double bond and 4 hydrogen. Okay. If bromine is added तो हमारे पास जो structure आएगा वो कुछ ऐसा आएगा. Hydrogen, hydrogen, bromine and bromine. Now only one valency is left, so it will be satisfied using a single bond. So what is the change that we are seeing over here? We are seeing that from a double bond, it has got converted to a single bond. That means from the unsaturated compound, it has got converted to the saturated compound. Alright, so this is the basic difference between addition reaction and the substitution reaction. Talking about how questions are asked. One is the direct question. Differentiate between saturated and unsaturated compounds. Next question is what is the difference between addition reaction and substitution reaction? Or you could be asked which organic compounds or which type of organic compounds show addition reaction. Give one example. Okay, so these are general questions. See, questions can be different, but more or less their answers would be similar. Not exactly same, but they will be similar, or I would say they would be based on same knowledge. Okay, so kindly just have a thorough reading before moving on to your examinations. Okay, next is Unacademy free special class. So before moving forward, let me tell you some of the amazing features of our special classes. Now these are the classes which are absolutely free of cost, so anyone and everyone can watch these classes. Okay, you can have a real-time interaction with your educators. You can ask various questions, okay, to your educators. We are having this question tab, right? So you can either type the question, or you can even attach an image of your question. After that, we are also having live poll options. So poll is the quiz, okay, that we have in our sessions. So the educators, they ask the questions and you are supposed to answer them. And we have poll leaderboard, which tells that how many answers you have got correct or wrong, or what is the position in your class. So if I talk about special class timetable, students, these are our two next special classes. On 9th March at 4 p.m. we are going to have a quizathon on ammonia. Now what is this quizathon? In the quizathon, we are covering the previous year questions and important questions on the particular topics. So on the 9th March we will be covering about ammonia, and on 11th March we will be going for nitric acid. So kindly make sure that you join these classes. If you forget, you can join the Telegram channel. So there I'll send the updates, and you can be updated regularly. Next is Unacademy subscription plan. So why you should be taking the Plus subscription? There are certain amazing things that you get. First is you can learn from the comfort of your home. You don't have to go anywhere. You are taught by top educators at one platform. Now, apart from regular classes, we are also having the doubt clearing session and answer writing sessions, which guide you that how you should be presenting your answers in your answer copy. Next is your syllabus. It is covered, I don't know how many times, that you have a good coverage over your syllabus. You are under the mentorship of your educators. You get all the study material in PDF format. And apart from this, of course you are going to have your daily practice section, weekly mock test, live quiz, etc., etc. Right? So you can take the Plus subscription for any duration. You can go for 3 month, 12, 36, 48, 42, anything, and you can use this code. So students, this is my code which will be giving you 10% discount. Okay, so kindly use this code and get the 10% discount. Next is the homologous series. Okay, now this is again a very important part. If I talk about homologous series, ये क्या होता है? It's a group. Okay. Why English and SST classes are not available in this channel? Okay, so very soon, we will be starting English. See, alright, so Medico girl, I don't know the name. So dear, see, English and SST class, we are planning that very soon. Maybe we can start these two subjects, right? Right now, since we have just started this ICSE channel, right, the board. So that is why we are focusing on the science and math. And if we have the good support of the students like you, we will of course go with English, SST and everything. Okay, so keep supporting, and we will be going for various other subjects. Next is the homologous series. So if I talk about homologous series, it's a group of organic compounds which is having similar structure and similar chemical properties. Okay, abhi how similar structure or similar chemical properties? See, methane, CH4, The next homologue, it is ethane, C2H6. Next is C3H8 propane. Now there is, what is the basic thing that they are differing by a CH2 group? Let's see how. If I take methane and I add CH2 to it, what I will get? I'll get C2H6. This is ethane, that is the next compound. Acha, if I add CH2 here, I will be getting C3H8, that is propane. If I add CH2, I'll get C4H10. C4? Yeah, H10. So it will be butane. So क्या हो रहा है? We are just adding CH2 and we are getting the successive compounds. And all of these, they will be having similar structure also and similar chemical properties also. How similar structure? See, methane का structure क्या है? है ना, ये हमारा मिथेन का स्ट्रक्चर है. अभी अगर इथेन का स्ट्रक्चर बनाना है, so what we will do? We will have 2 carbon atoms. Okay, so similar doesn't mean that it is the same. What is the name of CH2 group? Which CH2 group are you talking about? So this is a whole series there. It is known as homologous series. Okay. CH2 is not any group, it is CH3, so we can tell it is methyl group, okay, or C2H5, it will be ethyl group, okay. There is no group such as CH2. Okay, so हमारे पास similar structure doesn't mean same structure है, okay. Similar means see, all the bonds over here, they are single, okay, in the methane, and in ethane also all the bonds are single bond. Right, so this is how they are having similar structure. Okay, abhi let us study about some of the characteristics of the homologous series. Now if I talk about the characteristics of homologous series, the very first one, it is they are having same general formula. How? If I talk about methane, methane is what? Methane is alkane. अभी methane का formula क्या होगा? CH4. Okay, it is following the general formula CnH2n plus 2. Okay, now abhi if I need the molecule with 5 carbon atoms, that is pentane. Okay, so pentane भी यही formula follow करेगा, right? Pentane will be following the same formula and we will be getting C5H12. For decane also we will be having same formula and it gives C10H22. तो the very first thing is जो हमारा general formula है वो बिल्कुल same है. It doesn't change for 1 carbon atom, for 100 carbon atom or anything. Okay. Yes. Next is each member of the series, it differs by a CH2 group. तो ये students, it is not only in the alkanes or alkenes or alkynes, ये हर एक homologous series में होगा. Okay, अभी कैसे हो रहा है? Like we saw in the methane, right? CH4 में CH2 add किया, we got C2H6. Let's take the case of alkene. C2H4, it is ethene. अभी इसमें CH2 add किया, हमें क्या मिलेगा? C3H6. That is the next member. Okay. Next, if I talk about alkyne, that is C2H2. इसमें अगर हमने CH2 ऐड किया तो हमें क्या मिलेगा? Please bring a session on board questions. So if you see students, if I talk about just let me check it. When are we going to solve the board questions? So from the 12th or 13th of March, we are going to solve the previous year question and also sample papers. Okay. So only thing that I need from you is your attendance, right? So abhi we are going to solve the sample papers. We are going to solve previous year question papers and questions. Okay. So we are just right now हम लोग एक बार covering कर रहे हैं, revision कर लेते हैं ना फटाफट से, और उसके बाद we will be having board questions so that you also have an idea. Okay. So that is why let's quickly have the revision of important topics, and I'm very sure from 12th or 13th of March हम लोग board questions को solve कर रहे हैं. Okay. So you can join my Telegram channel to receive the updates कि हम कब कौन सा sample paper कौन सा board question solve कर रहे हैं, right? चलो, we were talking about the compounds over here. तो हमारे पास next क्या आ जाएगा? The next homologue of this series, okay? Just by adding CH2, okay? So what we will get? We will be getting C3H4, okay? Now it's not only for hydrocarbons. हमारे पास it can be for carboxylic acid, it can be for alcohols, anything. तो अभी जैसे हमने एक अल्कोहल लिया, द सिंपलेस्ट वन, दैट इज मिथेनॉल, CH3OH. इसमें CH2 ऐड किया, सो व्हाट वी विल गेट C2H5OH. ओके, अभी इसमें अगर हम लोग वी आर एडिंग द अदर वन, वी विल बी गेटिंग द नेक्स्ट होमोलॉग. सो बेसिकली वी जस्ट नीड टू ऐड CH2 to get the next one. Okay. Next property is, just a minute. Next property is the next compound or the successive compound जो है उसका CH2 group से addition होगा. We will be getting the next compound and the mass it will change by 14 atomic mass unit. Okay, 12 for carbon, 13, 14 for hydrogen. Okay. After that, we will be seeing a regular change, or we will say gradation in the properties. Okay, and they will have similar properties. Okay, so these are some of the general things that are about homologous series. Okay. Now you could be asked questions on homologous series that a compound is given. अच्छा आप इसका next homologue बता दो. Just add CH2. You could be asked that okay, tell the next 3 homologues of methanol. So you just have to add CH2 and you will be getting the next 3 homologues. And don't forget to write the names. Okay. Next question that could be asked is the significance. What is the significance of homologous series? Okay, so the very first is we can predict the properties, है ना? अभी हमको मिथेनॉल की प्रॉपर्टीज पता है तो उसके अकॉर्डिंग वी कैन प्रेडिक्ट कि अच्छा इथेनॉल की थोड़ा ऐसे हो सकता है, not exactly but somewhere near we can predict the properties. Okay, next is it helps in the systematic study. How? We studied about methanol. Okay, that it is showing this property and it is showing this property. It reacts like this, it reacts like that, anything. तो अभी हमको इथेनॉल के लिए सब कुछ अलग से नहीं पढ़ना है. हमारी जो प्रॉपर्टीज है इथेनॉल की वो कुछ कुछ मिथेनॉल से सिमिलर होगी. Why? Because they both are falling into the category of alcohols. Hi Anubhav. Okay, understood. I hope that everything is clear up till here. Next is nomenclature. Acha students, before starting with nomenclature, let me tell you a very important thing. On 10th of March, we are going to have a complete revision session on nomenclature, जिसमें I will be bringing previous year questions, some important questions, and the rules for nomenclature. So kindly make sure that you join on 10th of March, and you can also help by telling other students regarding this. Okay, so let's have maximum participation, maximum interaction. On 10th of March we are going to have a war on nomenclature. Okay, So question war on nomenclature we are going to have on 10th of March. Kindly make sure that you attend it. तो आज we are just going to have a bit of introduction कि nomenclature है क्या. अच्छा, we all have got our names, है ना, सभी के पास अपना अपना नेम है. तो nomenclature जो है वो the organic compounds है ना, उनको नेम देने का एक सिस्टम है, right? So basically it is the system to assign the names to organic compounds. अब students, we generally are having two names, right? Normally एक होता है हमारा pet name, एक होता है हमारा original name that we use in our schools, colleges and whatnot, है ना. तो हमारे पास जो organic compounds है उनको भी हमने two types of general name दे रखा है. What is that? Trivial, okay, and IUPAC. तो जो ये ट्रिवियल नेम है ये तो है हमारा पेट नेम, एंड जो IUPAC है वो हमारा है स्टैंडर्ड नेम. ओके, कैसे मैम? दिस इज द फर्स्ट सेशन फॉर रिविजन सीरीज. नो, इट्स द सेकंड आई गेस. लेट मी चेक इट. इज इट फर्स्ट? या, इट्स द फर्स्ट. या, करेक्ट. It's the first session. We are going to have the nomenclature part on next class, okay? And फिर हम लोग आगे पढ़ते रहेंगे इसी तरह से, okay? चलो, talking about nomenclature, तो first is the trivial name, that is इसको हम common name भी बोलते हैं ना. Common name हमारा है pet name, है ना. And IUPAC जो है standard name है, इसमें हम rules लगाते हैं. We have particular rules, है ना, regulations, सब कुछ follow करके ही we are able to give the name. ओके, अभी ये कैसे हुआ, हम बात करते हैं मीथेन की. तो मीथेन को पहले मीथेन बोला ही नहीं जाता था. वी यूज्ड टू कॉल इट मार्श गैस. अभी क्यों मार्श गैस? बिकॉज वी गॉट दिस गैस फ्रॉम द बॉटम ऑफ द मार्शेस, है ना. देन दिस मीथेन, इट इज द IUPAC और द स्टैंडर्ड नेम. ओके, अभी बात करते हैं मिथेनॉल. मिथेनॉल क्या है हमारा? IUPAC नेम है, स्टैंडर्ड नेम है ना. यू माइट हैव हर्ड अबाउट द सिट्रिक एसिड. ओके, तो ये जो सिट्रिक एसिड है ये IUPAC नहीं है, कॉमन नेम है. व्हाई? You might have heard about citrus fruits, right? So this is the source that we get the citric acid from. Okay, so that is how we give the common name. Normally कहाँ से मिल रहा है, the properties, they all give the common name, and IUPAC name, it's the standard and serious name, right? We have to follow all the rules and regulation. अभी जो हमारा nomenclature part है ना, इसके पास it is divided into 3 subparts. जो IUPAC nomenclature है, it is divided into 3 subparts. कौन से 3 subparts? First is root word. अभी root word क्या है? Root word basically depends on the number of carbon in the longest chain. कितने सारे कार्बन हैं हमारे पास longest chain में. तो अगर 1 कार्बन है we use meth, 5 कार्बन है we use pent, 10 कार्बन है we use dec. Okay, like this we are having root words. After that, the next part is suffix. अभी suffix क्या होता है? It is added after the root word. Root word के पीछे लगेगा. और ये क्या बताता है? It tells about the functional groups. Okay, so we will be discussing this in detail on 10th of March. Okay, जैसे कि हमारे पास alkane है. Alkane का suffix it's ANE. अगर हमारे पास कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड है तो कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड का सफिक्स क्या होगा? ओइक एसिड, मिथनोइक एसिड, इथनोइक एसिड. अगर हमारे पास वी आर हैविंग अल्कोहल, द फंक्शनल ग्रुप इज OL, मिथेनॉल, इथेनॉल, प्रोपेनॉल, ब्यूटेनॉल, एक्सेट्रा. सो दीज आर द सफिक्स एडेड आफ्टर द वर्ड. And then we have prefix. Okay, just a minute. The prefix, it is a word which is added before the word, and why it is added? It is added to denote the substituent group. Okay, like 2 chloro 4 bromo, तो 2 पे chloro और bromo है. Okay, 2 methyl 4 ethyl, तो 2 पे methyl 4 पर ethyl. Okay, so these are used to denote the alkyl or functional or any substituent group. Okay, now students, let me tell you a very important thing. We are having this emerge mock series. Okay, so today it's already 8th of March. तो आज आपका जो है 5 PM, after 5 PM you are having chemistry mock test. Kindly enroll yourself now, okay, and take the whole soul advantage of these sessions. And also for grade 9 and 10, we are having this amazing offer. If you are purchasing the subscription for more than 12 months or 12 months, you get a whole 1 month subscription absolutely free. Okay, so kindly subscribe now. You can use my code for getting an extra 10% discount. Okay, this offer, it is valid only till Wednesday, that's tomorrow. So kindly be hurry up to take this subscription. Okay, so now these rules of nomenclature of organic compounds, this is the thing that we are going to focus in our next class. Okay, so this we are going to study, and we are going to study the board questions. So the session on 10th of March is going to be very, very important, students. Kindly make sure that you do not miss it. And next thing that I want to tell you is kindly enroll yourself into the ongoing batches. Okay, make sure that you note down the days and the timings of the classes very carefully. We are getting the batches for 9th and 10th. Okay, so this is the batch starting from 16th of March. You will be having a coverage of all the units and all the subjects: math, physics, chemistry, biology. Kindly note the timings and go for the subscription. And then there is Bugs Bounty. So what is it? It is the opportunity for learners to tell our mistakes or any inappropriate content that you see in the video. So if you see any inappropriate thing on the video, you can report this issue and you can claim your prize also. Okay, so there is a form in the description box. Okay, and you can use that form to tell about anything that is inappropriate or you have found in the video. Okay, so chalo, this was about our session today. है ना students? You can follow me on the Unacademy Learner app. You can follow me on the Telegram, and you can go for this Bugs Bounty if you found anything not appropriate. Okay, so thank you, students. Let us meet in the next class. And if you haven't subscribed till now, kindly subscribe and like and share as much as you can. Let's meet in the next class. Till then, keep learning, keep studying. All the very best for your preparations. Thank you. Let's meet in the